Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Elrinth, the first boss, and today it is 2022 and we're going to take a look at the MiSTer, which is the DA10 Nano, but you actually need more stuff than only this. So I bought the Retro Man Cave MultiSystem. It's actually a custom built board which has all the things you need with the RAM and all that. So first up, let's open up the DA10 Nano, and it looks like this. Few papers here. Then we have a power supply, which I don't think we'll be using, because we'll be using the power supply which came for the MultiSystem instead. And you have a standard micro USB cable, and you have another mini USB cable, and you have the actual board as well as some, I don't know what this is, some spacers maybe, but this is actually what the board looks like this. That's the DA10 Nano, and you actually need other boards usually if you want to make a MiSTer out of this, and then you have to buy like extra RAM and a few other things to get it working. But we have the brand new MultiSystem from the Retro Man Cave. Gaming to the core, it says here. So let's open it up. There we go. And it opens it like that. And we have another sticker here. Thank you for joining the MultiSystem Owners Club. And we have a protective cardboard, and here we have the actual the board itself. Let's see if I can get this out. There we go. There we have the MultiSystem board, really cool. So you have the SCART if you want to connect it to a SCART TV, SCART RGB. And then you have a VGA port back here, and you have two USB ports back here and an Ethernet port. And I think this is a audio jack if you want to use the VGA with audio. And you have an optical SPDIF, I think it's called. So if you want to use optical audio, and you have the HDMI out, and I'm assuming HDMI out carries the audio as well. And then you have a bunch of dip switches here. Which is explained what they do over here. Switch 1 is CEC, switch 2 is HEC data minus, etc. I don't know what actually any of that means, so we're just gonna ignore that for now. And you have some kind of a, I think this is a expansion you can use for the snack maybe. And up here is actually where you see over here, there's pins on the DA10 Nano. So up here you can attach it like this. But I think you need to remove this plastic plate as well as this. Or maybe it actually just fits like that. No, maybe like this. Yeah. So it fits like this perfectly, but you'll need to remove the, you need to remove this plastic here. I think they have installation instructions coming with the whole thing, and it comes with a little Ethernet cable here, RJ45 connectors here, and you have a small USB cable here. Other than that, I got a SCART cable to work with this, because with the special case, which I also bought, which is in this box over here. So this is the actual exterior box we'll be using, and this is the back bracket. So this is really cool. So this will be like an actual console when it's fully assembled. So there's a bunch of small twigs and stuff coming with it, and yeah, we're going to try. Oh, and it comes with a little fan over here as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a little fan on the side there of the whole case. So this is the power supply, and it actually is the standard computer cable you use for your computer to power it. And this adapter is 100 to 240 volt. So it works in any country. That's really good. Anyways, let's get to installing this. And in order to put your games and all the cores and all stuff on that, I bought a 1 terabyte, really expensive little micro SD card, which I'll be using with this. It's A2, so it's very fast, 160 megabytes per second read and 90 megabytes per second write. So I'm gonna remove all the stuff which I don't need. Oh, and before I assemble this, I want to say how much I paid for this. So a total of 210 Great British pounds for everything here. And of course the price went up a little bit by including the SCART cable and the power supply. And of course the case. I want to have a case for it. But yeah, one thing which is not included here is the VAT or customs taxes I paid for it, which was around 900 Swedish kroners. That's 90 euros or so. So that went up, quite expensive. And then you have the DA10 Nano, which cost me around, I think, 1,700 Swedish kroners or so. But the value you get from it, it's really, really good. It won't load any of your cartridges, but then again, you won't need cartridges. You'll have all the ROMs you want on this 1 terabyte storage, so that's really cool. Anyways, let's get to installing. Okay, so here in the manual it says before doing anything I must remove this little thing over here. So it actually just comes out like that. There we go. Please first check that the micro SD card has been removed. Oh, it's here in the bottom. Oh, it actually comes with a micro SD card. I didn't know that. It can't be installed, it says. And then we need to remove the cover. This plastic glass cover up here, or glass maybe it is. I think it's plastic, yeah. So you just screw out these. Not sure you guys can see this, but taking out the brass or copper or whatever it is. So you need a screwdriver for this, a Phillips. So now the DA10 Nano is without its top cover there. Next it says, fit the heatsink supplied, if you bought the full kit or 3D printed enclosure, to the FPGA. So yes, we have a heatsink inside of the little plastic bag we have over here. We're gonna pull out all of the things here because we will probably need most of it. This little thing over here is the small heatsink. Not sure if you guys can see this, but it's a very small heatsink, and it will sit on the Altera chip, the ARM chip. So I guess you need to peel off the little plastic thing here, like so, and then you just push down the heatsink onto the Altera chip. Make sure it's fully covering it. So now we got the heatsink installed onto the ARM processor there. And next you need 4 plastic posts and 8 small screws for fitting. They're black here and they're white in the instructions, but then again they have 2 different versions of this MultiSystem. So we're going to be using this. Let's see how it works. Now, in my opinion, this should be pre-installed when you buy it. There's no reason to not have them pre-installed. So this is extremely difficult. Like, what were they thinking when they made this? So my tip for doing this is actually screwing them first, like that. Then you take out the screw, and then you redo it on the same in the same hole, because then it will be sort of a bit easier to screw in. So this is where I actually wish they bought real parts instead of using 3D printed spacers. Either that or pre-installing the spacers, because this is really hassle. Okay, there we go. We got the spacers finally installed, really annoying. Now we're supposed to fit the Ethernet cable and the USB cable like this, like so. Hopefully you guys can see this, like so. Now we got the spacers in there as well, over there and there and there and there. Line the DA10 Nano to the 4 plastic posts and the 2 rows of 40 pins. Here we go, and then we can just push it down. There we go, it's nice flush down there. Very nice. Now I use the remaining screws. This was much easier operation than the first 4. And so now we're going to connect the cables here. So the USB icon is above. So it's supposed to be this. Maybe it doesn't go in so much further. And the network cable is supposed to be like this. It looks a bit wonky, but this is how they wanted it to be. Now we're supposed to prepare the enclosure. So I have the type B. First, check any significant sections of supporting materials still remaining inside. I guess it's on this one. Yeah. Well, I have this large one, which is not the one I'm looking for. I'm supposed to like clean up garbage inside of his shit. I'm supposed to put in this small button. It's a blue and a yellow button. Supposed to be in the front here. I mean, they fall out all the time, so guess I will put them back later. Oh, and now we're supposed to put back the HDMI side here. Now we're supposed to steer in the actual whole thingy here. Maybe I need to do it at an angle, like so. Yeah. They actually give hint about doing it at an angle, so let's do it at an angle. And then you just push it down like this. There we go. Much better. Success. So now we're gonna install the back plate. This is a really shitty fit. Can't be right. It has to be. Oh, that's how it's supposed to be. That's much better. I had it the wrong way. Oopsie. So there we have the back side, the back plate installed. Very nice. Now we can connect the fan to either J7 or J8. This is a 5 volt fan, but can run slower and quieter on the 3.3 volt connection. Unless you live in a very hot country. Well, I live in a pretty cold country for most of the part, so I'm gonna use the 3 volt instead. Use the last 4 small screws to fit the multiboard onto the base of the... Okay, so that's what we used the last 4 screws here for. Now I screw down these to the base. Okay, and finally the last two printed parts for the reset mount, that's this one and this one, can be placed onto the PCB as shown above. So it's close to here. So this goes into that. Ta-da! Okay. And so now we're supposed to put on the enclosure, but I think we're going to install the SCART cable like this. So now it explains what I'm supposed to do with the SCART cable. So we need to unscrew this and open the clamshell. So there we have it, and we can push it down here. And the top enclosure, let's go. There we go. I think I missed some screws here. These long ones. There we go, nice and snug. We have that little lid over here for the expansion port. And you're supposed to put these small globs right behind the holes. The last two screws for the fan. Very nice. Okay, I think I am done with the installation. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the SD card. Let's get to the computer and prepare the SD card. Hey guys, so now we're in front of my computer, and yeah, we finished building the really cool, what's it called, MultiSystem here, and it looks just amazing. And we have the SCART cable here. It's pretty lengthy, so I think that's gonna be pretty fine. But next up, we're gonna take the 1 terabyte SD card, insert into a SD card reader, and inserted that into my computer. There we go. And after that, we're going to go to the web page over here, and we're going to download something here. Latest release. So let's download that. And then we need some kind of SD card flash utility, and they recommend these. I've tried Balena Etcher before, so let's use that one. So there we have the image, and we're going to use flash from file. We're going to go to this folder here and select target. So we have a 1 terabyte drive here. Select, and we're going to go with the flash. You're about to erase an unusually large drive. Are you sure select drive is not a storage drive? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, there we have it. Done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we will connect put the SD card into the computer. So we're going to disconnect the card from the SD card reader. And we're going to try to push it into the MultiSystem here. So I think it's upwards. I hope it is. So there we go. You got it there. Fiddle it in. Click, click. And we're gonna hook this up via HDMI, and we're gonna connect a Ethernet cable as well as the power supply, and of course a keyboard to one of the front USB ports here. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now it is connected, and it seems it has already started installing stuff. I did connect a wireless keyboard to my MultiSystem here. It says MiSTer Fusion is installing MiSTer, please stand by. This should not take more than 2 minutes. The system will automatically restart when done. Now is a good time to contemplate life and the universe. And there we have no signal. That means my capture card, the AverMedia Live Gamer 4. Oh, this looks strange. Wow. F12 seems to be working fine. So a wireless keyboard will work just fine. So let's go to scripts. This is dangerous operations. Scripts has control over the whole system and may damage system files or settings. Then MiSTer won't boot. Want to continue? Yes, and don't ask again. Yes. Update. Rebooting. Ooh, there we go. We got a couple of cores here. So we consoles. We have GBA and Game Boy. No Game Boy Color. Guessing it's the same. So now I put the MiSTer into the Game Boy core. It shows the Game Boy boot up. And I guess we have F1, stored state. So F keys are state keys. F12 is the menu. And we can put it into Super Game Boy mode. Okay, so pressing the F12 key here brings us to the main menu here, which says the version of the MiSTer and what OS we have and whatever. We can press left and we get the IP number of the MiSTer, and we can press right and go to scripts and choose FTP on here among the scripts, and this will turn on the FTP. So now we can actually connect to the FTP via FileZilla, for example, and using the username root and the password 1. You can actually change that later on your MiSTer if you'd like to, but I'm not gonna show this in this video. Let's try connecting to the FTP via FileZilla. Here we go. Here we go. Log in with the same stuff. There we go. We're into the system, but we can't reach. Oh, there we go. Media. USB. Here we go, games. And there we can upload all our games. So let's put a bunch of ROMs onto here and see if we can get it working. Okay, seems there's a update all script for the MiSTer, and it will download BIOSes. That's gonna make things much easier for you, so you don't need to grab them yourself manually. So we're gonna download this update all script here, and we're gonna unzip it, and we're going to place it onto the MiSTer in the proper form folder. So we're gonna find the scripts folder, and we're going to add it to the server, and on our MiSTer, I think we can go back here and back into the script folder. Now we have the new update all, and let's run that. Press up to enter set screen, down to continue now.
down to continue now. Okay, so now it's going to download a bunch of stuff. Okay, so now I got a few ROMs. Let's load up a console. So let's try GBA here for the first try here, just to see how it works. Normat. Okay, so let's load a GBA ROM. Go with Castlevania Area of Sorrow. That's a great game. There we go. Oh yeah, I need to equip the soul. Oh, it's already equipped, so let's try it. Works good.
You got a new booster.
How did I use booster? What? Oh! I, by mistake, turned on. Whoops, whoops, oops. Very bouncy. Oops. Stronger guns. Ow. Sonic Boom. Let's try it. Let's go with the Synergy 8 megabyte. It's coming with the Weeds GM3. Got one of them. Ooh. What? Ooh. can jump.
Yeah guys, so that was the MiSTer MultiSystem. I'm really amazed at this product. It could be improved, of course. For example, I wish they included a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi adapter, but I've ordered 2 of those so I can put them in these back USB ports here, and then I'd have be able to play with my PS5 controller Bluetooth wirelessly, because now I've been using it with the USB port. I've also ordered some snack controllers, which I can use here in the front. By removing this cover, I can put it directly into this port over here, because this is not a USB port, it's a snack port. And I wish they actually changed the back here for the RGB to use a SNES port here for connecting the RGB, or they could use a Mega Drive port. Because it definitely fits here, no problem. Because now I'll be having this cable running out of the back constantly. I mean, it's not that big of an issue. I'm not like I'm going to wander around with it too much. But yeah, that's one of the main gripes I had, and some problems I had was that the console would freeze itself when I was transferring a lot of files via FTP. But then I could just hit the reset button up here, and it would reset itself, and after like 20 seconds it would keep on pumping the files. And yeah, I'm really happy with the device. Oh, and I actually got it working with RGB as well. It's got RGB, this cable over here. However, I had to flip this switch on the back here. Not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a little switch here right next to the VGA port. Put that switch closest to the VGA port, and then you'll get a stable image on your TV or PVM, depending on what you're using. And if you were using a G-SCART switch, as I have been using, you need to change these dip switches here. The second one needs to go in the lower on status, because that will I think it doesn't power up the green Luma sync composite or whatever. That causes the image to become unstable on your TV. So turning that down fixes that problem. Regarding the cores, all the cores I tested, the Neo Geo, C64, Amiga, SNES, NES, Genesis, etc. They all work really, really well. Most of them didn't require any configuration whatsoever. The update all script actually downloaded all the BIOSes for every game, every console and every system, so that's really, really good. Use that script if you buy one of these. Some of the cores, like the PC98, it doesn't feel really complete. It's a bit too slow to be fun. I tried Rusty there for a little bit, and it runs like very, very, very slow compared to running on a real hardware. And PC88 was kind of half implemented as well, because if I selected the special soundtrack of the scheme, the game wouldn't boot at all. But it worked perfectly fine with the normal soundtrack. But I want to hear the better soundtrack with the extra sound channels and stuff like that. And yeah, the PC98 core, I had to fiddle a lot to get it working. You actually had to download a special BIOS in order to get it working, and that core isn't actually doesn't have its own Git page or anything like that, so it's kind of not official, but I guess it's coming. He hasn't really made any updates since February last year, so hopefully this year maybe he picks it up, the developer Pooh. And then you have the PS1 and Saturn cores, they're coming, and the PS1 core I actually saw footage of today, and the Final Fantasy IX was running really good, and the audio sounded perfect, and I saw a guy fighting some boss or something, and it looked really good. And one core I wish they would make for this is the Virtual Boy core, would be really cool. They could just like show one of the screens on the screen, or both side by side. Like you could choose, maybe I want to see only the left screen, or I want to see only the right screen. Other than that, I'm really happy. What do you guys think of the MiSTer? Would you like to have one? Please post in the comments down below. And I'll be making some more videos about this device soon. But until then, see you guys. Have a nice year 2022. Bye.